Oh, the pajamas. Fine. I'll hold off on that. Yeah, bro, I saw some stuff and I've got the pajamas to prove it.
Maybe Dylan's still in there. Maybe there's a way to reach him.
I'd like to talk to my brother, please. Dylan?
Dylan would like to tell you about a dream he had just now.
This again?
I was going to be the new director of this place. I helped you get a job here, so that we could be together. You were an office assistant. You'd make coffee and deliver the mail, and there was always plenty of work to do. And it stayed that way, forever and ever. It was nice.
For you, maybe.
Really nice.
That's debatable.
But here's the strange thing. The dream shifted, and none of it was real anymore. It was a game. We were in a game, and it was a fucking boring game. But you couldn't stop playing.
In your perspective, it would have been boring, I'm
And
sure.
then it shifted again. Or maybe it was another dream already. Or maybe I'm just confusing them. But in this other dream, it was more like a musical. This is an ordinary song about an ordinary girl from an ordinary town. It's the ordinary story. She worked an ordinary job in an ordinary office. And something. And that's all I can remember of that dream.
Maybe that's for the best.
You are a worm through time. The thunderstorm distorts you. Happiness comes. White
Oh. You get socks. That's something. Actually, they don't sound like socks. They sound like... You know what? Let's have a quick look at photo mode, shall we? This is how I usually get my thumbnails. Those are definitely socks. Yeah. Fun filters too. I can just go through them. It's fun.
We stand around you while you dream. You can almost hear our words, but you forget.
Anyway, let's go talk to Emily.
Do you remember Mr. Tomasi, the head of communications? The hiss he was changed into showed up in containment, near the turntable.
I'll take care of it.
Eventually.
Thing's not getting away this time.
I've heard reports about his particular use of language and intonation when repeating the hiss babbling. The biological and behavioral distinctions between different hiss-corrupted individuals is truly fascinating. I wonder if I could categorize the data.
Your mad scientist is
She's already
showing...
off on her own thing.
Have you learned anything about Dylan's condition?
Only that he's definitely hiss, but I guess his chanting made that pretty obvious. You know, interestingly, the words of the hiss incantation have an average length of 4 letters. The most common word used 7 times is want. The next most common are through and
We
time.
read this.
That's very interesting, don't you think?
It's
I
curious.
don't care about the words. What about my brother?
Right. Sorry, I got a little off track. Well, strangely, his tissue samples all look healthy, unlike the other hiss I've tested.
That's good news. Right?
Can Polaris dig back in? Kick out the hiss? Probably not.
I wanted to talk to you about the crazy things I can do. My abilities. I get the sense that they're not very usual around here?
Well, usual and unusual aren't really benchmarks at the Bureau, but for some perspective, Director Northmore once used the floppy disk to send a bowling ball 6 yards through the air, and that was considered a huge deal. So compared to that, you are most certainly an outlier.
Polaris
An
is certainly
outlier.
an
I
amplifier.
like the sound of that.
Oh, who doesn't like sounding unique?
I've been seeing these Darling presentations all over. Seems like he enjoys the limelight.
So you noticed, huh? When he recruited me out of college, he actually came to visit. He interrupted my physics course by shouting, not quite, Professor, and then marching down to the front of the class where he proceeded to berate the very idea of laws of thermodynamics. Hey, he's been a showboat all his life.
Darling visited you in college?
Yeah, he read a paper I'd published, came to recruit me for the Bureau. I accepted and then spent years waiting for access to the confidential research that Darling promised me. And whenever I ask about my access level, he just mumbles that it's temporarily postponed and then changes the subject to the effect of entropy on luck.
I wonder who else Darling hid his work from. Marshall? Trench?
I should get going.
Don't let me hold you up.
No, this is probably what I'd wear if, you've gotta sleep eventually, right? How long have I been in here? In real time, from her perspective. Still have something to say.
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
I didn't. Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine. A researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the Hiss arrived. Would you mind having a look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse. Now, what's on your mind?
Nothing, I just wanted to see what else you wanted to talk about. And I probably can't do that in conversation
going.
mode.
Don't let me hold you up.
But yeah, I want to do that next. Missionish. Where are you? There you are. That's the one we want. Thunder. That's probably where that fungus was. At ground level? Wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait. I saw something. What did I see? Go on, Ramit, I'm supposed to go talk to him. Oh, should be easy enough, but I'm not going in pajamas.
Actions to assist in mitigating a crisis. Would you like me to list them for you?
No! What's your guys' deal?
They're computers.
How'd it go? Where's Philip?
Philip's gone.
Dead.
Something happened before I could get him out.
Poor Philip. He never did like fridge duty. But if you're here, then who's watching the fridge?
The fridge is fine now. I took care of it.
You don't just take care of altered items. What did you do?
I touched it and wound up in the astral plane. This thing was in there. It was huge, had one big eye. Wasn't friendly.
We've been getting reports from the astronauts lately about something fitting that description. The astral plane is usually connected to our world through objects of power, not altered items. If this thing is linking itself to altered items, then it's clearly powerful. This may happen again.
Do you think that thing is what got Philip?
Must have been. The Panopticon is a dangerous place. The agents all know the risks. But, since you're some sort of altered item whisperer, I've got a list of others for you to corral.
More side quests.
The Hiss are causing containment breaches left, right, and center. Here, start with these. I'll see if there are any others missing while you're gone. My life just got a whole lot easier.
Yay, more thingies. I'm not gonna do those yet.
Do you often see people with abilities like mine?
We have some paranaturally inclined agents at the Bureau. Nothing as impressive as you, though. Of course, we did have your brother here. He got a special cell up top. Darling put his own people in charge. Like I couldn't be trusted. I couldn't even get into the room. In my own panopticon. I tell you, the way that Darling runs things, there ought to be an investigation. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Don't worry about it. Do you know anything about an object of power called the slide projector?
Doesn't ring a bell, but Trench's chosen few never tell me anything. Not that I'm complaining. The inner circle works non-stop. I'm pretty sure Darling sleeps under his desk. No, thank you. I have a cat to feed.
I hope Blankston's got a pet sitter.
Have you ever seen an AWE?
Not out in the field. The AWEs are just altered items doing their thing. The Bureau goes in, locks everything down, and then they bring me back some clock or a gumball machine that made the town blind or something.
Just like an ordinary, with the slide projector.
What do you think of Marshall?
Marshall's nice enough. A little too special ops for me. Solves everything with a bullet. Respect and ritual will placate altered items better than any gun.
How's that?
Some people believe altered items are conduits to extra-dimensional forces which require ritualistic worship to be appeased. It's just a theory I heard. I don't know much about it.
I feel like he's a few minutes away from a rant about elder gods and blood rites.
I'll see you later, Langston.
I'll be here, like always.
That's where you belong. Take this. What's this? Oh. We could, but we have limited shinies. We don't want to... Well, we want to unlock this first. Yeah. This, though. 1 point away from that. I should probably do something else with it. That leaves 4. Don't particularly give a damn about C's. Perhaps if I put some points into this, I'll actually use it more. And I'm going to put in some more into that as well. Last 2 points can wait. Okay. Yeah, it's right there, isn't it? We've been able to... Yeah, it looks like we might have. Well, maybe we could have done this sooner after all. Just crack the stone. Nope, not doing that. Yeah, we could have come down here earlier. If we'd been careful. Not sure how much good it would have done. Is there something down here that needs power? I mean, in the rest of the place, you need level 6 to open rooms full of gunk anyway, so... Nothing interesting over there.
Careful in there, ma'am. Area's under quarantine.
I wouldn't go in there without talking to Underhill first.
There
Even
or
if you
there?
have, I still wouldn't go in.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Are you lost?
Do you normally barge into people's private workspaces?
She clearly doesn't know who she's talking to.
Shouldn't you be in a safe room?
Why? Because of those hiss things the Rangers keep going on about. Haven't you people sorted that out yet? The situation down here could spell doom for the Bureau.
You mean this mold?
Correct. Perhaps you could help me. I require samples of various mold strains, and the mold has made the environment far too dangerous for me to fetch them myself.
Really? Mold samples? I thought this could spell doom.
It could, and it will, whoever you are. The mold is spreading.
Introduce
we need
yourself.
to find the source before it spreads too far.
And these samples will do that?
No. Samples of 5 unique strains, when blended properly, will allow you to travel deeper into the pit, where I've pinpointed the approximate location of the source of the mold.
Okay. So what do these samples look like?
Similar to the one on my table there. I've made a list of the samples I need. Here. You'll find them throughout the threshold.
I'll take a look. My name's Jessie, by the way.
I'm sure it is.
Lovely lady.
The mold seems to be having some weird effects on things.
Indeed. Even people are susceptible. The fungus grows rapidly within the chest cavity, killing the host. Luckily, one must ingest the stalks to become infected.
Don't eat the mold. Okay.
We've always
Oh.
cremated the infected bodies after autopsy, but
You get the
I
urge to
believe
eat
there
it,
may
don't
be
you?
another stage of maturity. A blooming, if you will.
I never thought the word blooming would sound so horrible.
So tell me again how you came to work at the Bureau?
Well, like I said, I was
Again?
brought in as a special advisor.
You said?
A temporary position, you see. Although that's not the whole truth. I was employed here for a time, straight out of university. After a decade of admittedly fascinating work in threshold research and regulation, I began to chafe under the bureaucracy. I needed a change. Not that academia was so different.
And then the mold happened.
About 4 months ago, yes. Since my departure from the Bureau, they hadn't been able to find my equal in threshold analysis. Darling and I had kept in touch over the years, meeting at conferences and the like. He called me, and I booked a flight. I've never been able to say no to a man with a dangerous alien biosphere. I had to leave my post in the middle of term, but so be it.
So she's a professor. That explains a lot.
Not a mad scientist, just a professor.
So is Darling your boss?
If you insist on clinging to such outdated hierarchies, then yes. However, I would argue that our fields are too dissimilar for one to manage the other. Of course, Darling would much prefer to find his own miracle solution to the Bureau's fungal frustrations.
Alliteration.
He always needs to be the hero.
I like her.
Have you worked with Emily Pope?
Our paths have crossed. Darling arranged for us to have a coffee. A meeting of the minds, he called it. She's talented. I can certainly see her doing well here.
I feel like there's a but coming.
But she's drunk a bit too much of the Bureau's proverbial Kool-Aid. She shouldn't be afraid to forge ahead on her own. Science is skepticism. Everything must be questioned before the truth can emerge.
That's fair.
Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
Is that a fork? You haven't been eating it, have you? I'm not gonna have to kill you when I'm done, am I? Hello, Rhea. How's it going down there? Enjoying the mold so far? Settling back into life at the old FBC? Oh, this is Darling. I also wanted to ask how your coffee with Emily went. She's a star in the rise, incredibly bright and extremely intuitive. But I want to hear what you thought of her. I think the two of you could be very good on a project together, and learn a lot from each other. Let's get together and chat about it soon. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. I'm sure you can't think of anything besides the mold right now. You always were a woman of focus. Always admired that about you. Talk soon. Near fresh corpses, near toilets, near televisions, near staircases, near the pit. Alternative perspective. Dr. Darling's recently penned essay titled Redacted contains some glaring omissions that I feel I must shine a light on. Firstly, the entire premise of the essay is that the quarry threshold is beneficial to the Bureau, while the mold is actively hostile, to use his words. We cannot determine the worth of these dimensions and their life forms using bureaucratic definitions. Secondly, the mold is much more beneficial than some rock. If the redacted creating the mold were reconfigured in their purpose, the structures they could build would rival the greatest skyscrapers. The mold's resistance to various strains of disease we've attempted to introduce could be derived into redacted. Yes, admittedly, this application is more difficult than picking up a rock and gluing it to a wall, but I pause to wonder when the Bureau lost its eagerness for a challenge. Probably being careful. Might not be the most stable professor. Mad professor seems accurate.
Let's carry on then.
Carry on, carry on.
It smells so sweet down here. Suddenly I'm really hungry. I wonder how this mold tastes.
Yeah, I was afraid that was gonna happen. Actually, I think we need shatter. Yeah. Let's have the shatter in these closed and big spaces. And here we go. Come a little closer. Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Are those people?
Where? Oh, we're supposed to come in before doing anything, I suppose. Okay, what do we do? I'm gonna guess that's the head. Yeah, couldn't really. As we can. Damn it. There are other ranged ones. Did I get you? Did not. I did get you, though. Oops, where did I go? There's explosive things next to it. We should, we can't do that with that, though. Maybe we should throw something. It'll blow up the other things next to it and kill it, I hope. Yes, that worked quite nicely. Blow all that up, shall we? Oh wait, that's not the explosive stuff. Is that a sample I see?
This looks like a good one.
Stay away from the purple stuff, I seem to recall. Let me up. Thank you. This is the one by the stairs, I imagine. That's not unsettling at all. And I can't see if they're ranged or not. They probably are. Dead bodies. Guessing I'm going this way. Yep.
This must be one of the samples.
Okay. Frankly, this is going, but I'm not going to jinx it. It's a way over here. Oh. Can we do the thing now? We've been killing... Nope, we don't have corrupted samples. I guess we haven't actually picked anything up from most of these things. I'm not turning on the radio. Right. Where's that one coming from? There. You're up on that ledge. Oh, okay. That's nice. What about you? Ah! Damn it. Oh, crap. No, not you. Oh, crap. Take care of your friend for me, will you? Anyone else coming from that direction? Wherever the hell you came from? Okay. Got it. Oh, there's more downstairs. Okay. I'm stuck on something. Nothing of interest there. Nope, nothing here, I don't think. Astral lips are all I'm getting. Oh. Fine, fine. Okay, there's gotta be other places. Like that doorway over there. Doorways. No? Nothing here? That a way into a thing down there? Yes. Yep. Oh, lovely.
Gross. Underhill is gonna owe me for this.
Yep. Huh. Televisions.
This looks like a good one. That's all 5 samples. I should get these back to Underhill.
No idea where that came from. But we need to find more of these. Let's join the threshold cage. Like Ruby Chibi.
Building shifts occur at random and without warning, but with the Bureau's cutting-edge technology, we can stabilize the oldest house. Safe employees are happy employees. Certain rituals allow agents to navigate the oldest house as well. But accidents do happen. Trapping agents inside the walls. I heard you got stuck in your room for 3 days, Topher. Too bad you didn't have your book with you. Or any food. And remember, kids, when you feel the floor deviate, it's already much too late.
Was the coughing right at the end supposed to be in character? Ooh, snack machine. Never mind. We have to leave. Oh, wait a minute, there's not more, is there? Screw it. We are leaving. Yuck.
You look like a woman with mold for me.
I am a woman with mold for you.
I found all 5, but I kind of wanted to eat them.
The mold has that effect on some people. Likely due to the fact it's not actually mold, or even of this dimension.
Spores, molds, and fungus, though.
It is the result of 2 incompatible molecular structures, one dominant, coming into contact. I call it mold, or fungus, because it's closer in appearance and behavior than anything else we know. Except perhaps bacteria.
She reminds me of my old biology teacher.
Did you happen to meet any more members of my ranger detail?
I didn't see any rangers. Just walking mold people.
That would be them.
Unless...
Yes. If you found mold people, you found my rangers. I refer to the creatures as hosts. They, like other unwary agents, succumbed to the appetite. But that's nothing for you to worry about. The pill I'm about to make with these samples will make the lower level perfectly safe to traverse. It has the added benefit of immunizing you against the pit's toxic spores.
Feel like I should ask to see her credentials.
There. That didn't take too long now, did it? Ingest this pill, then go and find the source of the mold. Only there can we begin to understand how to stop it.
Take a mystery pill because a rude lady in a hazmat suit tells you to. Great idea, Jesse.
Oh.
Ugh. Honestly, did you want me to wrap it in cheese?
Not the taste, the smell. It stinks in here now.
Good. That means the pill is working. The worse it smells, the safer you'll be. Now go. Find the source.
I don't know if I want to. I just wanted to get this bit done.
Thanks for the information.
My pleasure.
As I recall, the mold monster or whatever
Our duty down here. This place is fucking weird.
This is nothing.
killed wasted a
Clocks?
lot.
No, that's weird.
What's weird about a bunch of clocks?
Shut up. I think that's the new director.
How intuitive. Oh. Didn't see that on the way in. Silly me. Oopsie. I guess that makes the lift work. Now, if I remember correctly... Yep. Nice. I think it's going to show up again. Ah. That was a bit messy. Nope, no more shinies there for me. More things are showing up. More importantly, shinies. Missed. More. Yeah. Shatter is a bit problematic for me, I think. Probably better off sticking to grip for the main one. Yeah. That makes sense. We've been in here yet? This is why I wanted to climb back up. I don't think we've been here yet. Probably should have the first time we came through.
I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And What's the deal with the Hedron resonance anyway? Fuck. Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding.
It won't be quick and
We're
painless.
making more.
Hate those. Dear Dr. Darling, I suspect my colleague, Dr. Harrington, has already contacted you asking for an increase in her department's budget. I'm not surprised. Parapsychology has always been the squeaky wheel, all fuss but no results. Her kinesiology has always been the stronger department. More breakthroughs, more tangible data, more usable research. I'm sure a man of your esteem can plainly see which department is more deserving of the budget increase. Just think what those additional resources could do for an already formidable research team. Anyway, I know you're a fan of single malt, so I left a bottle of well-aged brown on your desk. Yours in admiration, Dr. Abraham Lewis. Cheeky bugger. Yeah, no touching it. Fine, be that way. Obsessive-compulsive disorder, hoarding, anxiety disorders. While certain manifestations of these conditions are simply the result of mental illness, sometimes the individuals are simply performing redacted, called rituals. The redacted of rituals can vary. Numerology, dream logic, forefeature, verbal formulae, repetitive action, and causal tethering are just some of the procedures involved. Some rituals are consistent, such as pulling the light switch cord 3 times to enter the motel, but some are erratic. While most people engage in minor rituals every day, the vast majority do not understand the importance behind their actions. Avoiding disaster, amassing luck, or simply locating lost keys are all the results of daily rituals. Individuals who recognize a deeper meaning behind these compulsive actions are inherently aware of the paranatural world and, when located, should be considered for employment at the Bureau. Refer to the file redacted for full report, yeah. Is that a good Darling impression? I don't know. I try. Examination of paranatural topics, the astral plane and objects of power. The Bureau has spent years studying why objects of power transport users into the astral plane when touched. My predecessor, Dr. Ash, theorized that a potential receptacle, determined by Jungian archetypes and the collective subconscious, would be inhabited by paranatural energies when an AWE occurred in its vicinity, creating an altered item. Over time, a link was created by the redacted and the astral plane to that item, making it an object of power. So many additional theories have been raised since Dr. Ash's time. Objects of power were placed on Earth as tests by some astral entity. Our dimension was once part of the astral plane, and the objects were left behind as its borders receded. The astral plane was an early threshold into the oldest house, but the connection was severed, and now the two are linked solely through the objects of power. I will attempt to disprove some of these in order to thin the herd. Hopefully, the truth will emerge. I think that's it. That's not it. Alternative perspective. Dr. Darling is insistent that certain objects of power share a direct connection to the Redacted, an entity or a group of entities that we have little information on, or little that I'm allowed to access. Probably the board. In his written reports, he states that there is a clear link between these objects of power, the Redacted, the astral plane, and the oldest house itself. His work supposes these links are innate, a fact ingrained into the very Redacted of objects such as the hotline or the service weapon. But what if these particular objects were never linked to the Redacted, but had that connection forced upon them? Isn't it strange that no other objects of power require such direct contact with the Redacted? Isn't it strange that using the service weapon or the hotline will result in grievous harm or even death if the user is not the director or at least worthy of the role? Why do we assume this involvement by the Redacted is a natural fact and not something more redacted? Because people follow the path of least resistance. Simplest thing as usual, the truth or something. Is that a prototype? Might be a head of a prototype of some sort. Okay, we're done here. Let's get back up, shall we? Let go of it. You know what? You're gonna have to come to me. Where'd you go? Did you quit or are you hiding? That was annoying. Seriously? You don't want me going to bloody dimensional research, do you? done yet? Apparently we're not done yet. Well, whoever's left, please show up so I can finish you off. Apparently not. I should have known that Dimensional Research was right next to his office. Okay. Is there anything I can do about this? Doesn't seem like it. Never mind.
Constantly changing labyrinth. You never pass through. Dimensional research. Every measure of security.
No, I seem to be going left every time. The last one, I think. I'm not sure. Oh.
Contact janitor if you need to get through.
Broken. How many dead ends can this place have? We need to find Ahti.
It's been a while. The timing though. I'm probably going to leave it here. Might make an interesting thumbnail. Not sure why it's broken. I imagine it'll be interesting. Until then.